Hello there. I have a little riddle for you. Are you ready? What is always in front of you, but you just can't see it? It's the future. And our story today is about four friends whose future was changed forever by what they could see, right in front of their eyes.
This story is called The Clever Friends and the Lost Camel. It's a super fun story about using your eyes and your brain to solve a big mystery. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Okay, let's start our adventure. First, it's time to meet the heroes of our story.
Once upon a time, there lived four very clever friends. They were on a long journey to a big city called Ujane, hoping to find new jobs and start an exciting new adventure together. They walked, and oh my goodness, they walked some more. The sun was warm, the road was long and dusty, and their feet were getting so tired. But they were brave and just kept going.
But even though their feet were tired, their eyes were wide awake. They were like little detectives, experts at noticing tiny things. And pretty soon, they started to see some very interesting clues on the road. Ooh, a mystery was waiting for them.
All of a sudden, they stopped. They looked down at the dusty path. What's this, they wondered. They bent down to get a closer look, and their clever brains started whirring and buzzing with ideas.
The first friend pointed to the trees. He said, look, a camel has been here, and I think it's blind in one eye. See how the leaves have only been nibbled from the trees on this side of the path?
Then the second friend looked at the ground. You're right, and look at the footprints. The marks from one of its feet are much lighter than the others. This camel must be limping.
Then the third friend spotted something teeny tiny on the ground. And it's carrying wheat, he shouted. Look at these little grains that have spilled on just one side of the path.
And the fourth friend pointed with a smile. It's also carrying honey. Look at all the little ants marching to those sticky, sweet drops on the ground. Wow, they were so clever. They had solved a whole puzzle without even seeing the camel.
Just then, a man came running down the road. He was huffing and puffing, and oh, he looked so sad. His face was all scrunched up, and he looked very worried.
In a shaky voice, the man cried out, "Oh, please, have you seen my camel? I've lost my camel." He looked like he was about to cry.
The friends looked at each other. They wanted to tell the man the truth. "We are very sorry, sir," they said kindly, "but no, we have not seen your camel." And that was true. They had only seen the clues, not the camel itself. But because the friends knew so much about his camel, that it was blind and limping and carrying wheat and honey, the merchant just didn't believe them. He got super angry.
The merchant pointed his finger and shouted, "You must be thieves! You stole my camel! How else could you know all about it? You knew it was blind and limping and everything it was carrying."
The merchant was so furious that he decided to take the friends to see the king. He marched them all the way to the big, shiny palace. The friends were in big trouble now.
So, the friends were brought before the wise king in his big throne room. The king listened to the angry merchant's story. Then, he turned to the four friends and asked them to explain what happened.
Now, the king was very wise and listened very carefully. "How do you know so much about this camel if you haven't seen it?" he asked. And so the friends explained their amazing detective work.
One of the friends stepped forward and bowed. She spoke very calmly. "Your Majesty, we promise we are not thieves. We are just very good at looking closely at the world around us."
Then, one by one, they explained all the clues. "We knew the camel was blind in one eye because leaves were only eaten on one side of the path. We knew it was limping because its footprints were lighter on one side. We saw spilled grains of wheat, and we saw little ants eating sweet, sticky drops of honey."
As the king listened, his eyes got bigger and bigger. He wasn't angry at all. He was amazed. He couldn't believe how clever and observant the four friends were. He had never met anyone so smart.
The king realized the friends weren't thieves at all. They were honest, and even more than that, they were incredibly wise. They noticed amazing things that most people would just walk right past.
And you know what happened next? The king was so impressed that he gave all four friends important jobs in his royal court. Their long, tiring journey was finally over.
Their cleverness had earned them a wonderful new home and a very happy future.
The four friends used their amazing superpower, looking closely. And guess what? You have that superpower too. So my question for you is, what clever things can you see around you today? Keep your eyes open, and you might be surprised by the mysteries you can solve. The end.